Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you guys. Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so today we have some amazing people on today. Hey, Lamona Scott. Okay, you right on in here. Hey, sis. Hello, how are you? Today is going to be an amazing day. We have some phenomenal women on today. Y'all know I like to really let the women have it. I like them to have the platform, have an opportunity to really show the people that it's all about us. I don't know if you guys realize this, but all the countries that are having the most success with managing the coronavirus are headed by women. So Miss Mona Scott Young is on the live right now, and I am super excited to have her. We're going to talk to her. She has so many amazing things happening, and if you don't know who she is, you literally have been, I guess, sleeping and eating up under a rock, because Miss Mona Scott Young has been doing her thing. Welcome to On the Live with Kiana Dancy. Today is going to be an amazing day. It's Friday. Can y'all believe it? Friday. I don't even know where the week went. It seems like since we are here, it's one of those things where the time is just flying by so quickly. I don't know. Yesterday it was just Monday, and now all of a sudden it is real talk. It is Friday. So we're going into the weekend. I don't know what you guys have planned, but it's going to be an amazing day. So right now, what we're going to do, Mona has so many amazing things happening. I don't even know where to start. Mona, literally, she's a producer. Hello, hey, sis.
Hey, darling, how are you?
I'm great. You look amazing.
I'm trying to figure out, I did not realize that you cannot go live on a computer, that you can only do it on a cell phone. So
I know, someone should definitely tell Instagram that they got to fix that.
You
because
would think in this day and age they would figure it out, right?
Yes, but you know what you can do? You can watch it from Instagram, but you cannot, you can't go live. So unfortunately, it's just one of those things where we just have to make an adjustment. So weird.
But give me 2 minutes, because my daughter/assistant is working it out on the iPad. So
okay, so
Kiana Dancy, Kiana. Yes. All right, so she's gonna get me together, but in the meantime, in between time, was very important that I was on time.
Well, I appreciate that. Miss Mona Scott Young.
Can you see me clearly, or do I need to figure out a way to get this lower? How do I do this? I need to set my phone up.
I don't know what's going on, but you can bring it lower. But I do want you to wipe off your screen, because I don't know if it's that.
Oh, I'm looking blurry. Okay, hold 1 second. We're gonna do it. Wait, here it is.
So today, you guys, I want to tell you we have some amazing women. Like I said, we have Daphne Screen. Yes, it is, and that's amazing. And we have the one and only.
That's what I is.
Mona Scott Young. Now, Mona,
we're gonna request to get on the iPad. How's that?
Are you doing it now?
She's doing it right now. She just did it. There we go. So what do I have to do? Let me hang up. Sorry about this, guys. We are experiencing technical difficulties, but we will be right back. We're gonna get it.
And it's okay. It's okay. I'll wait on you. Okay, so as you can see, Miss Mona Scott Young jumped right on in. So here we go. Here we go. We're going to get this thing going. Miss Daphne, I see you, sis. I promise you, it's going to be amazing. Just hold on for me. So here we go. We have Miss Mona Scott. All right. Just hold on for me. Are you back?
I think we're back.
Miss Mona Scott Young, here you go. Listen,
I'm trying to get this together. Yeah, okay. Do I need to sit up? I think I need to sit up.
I don't know what's going on with you, sis. What's happening?
I'm trying to get it together. Work with me here.
Are you on? You're a little low, so if you can sit up a little higher, that would be awesome.
Higher chair, unless here, pull the laptop out from under this. Pull the laptop here. We're gonna see if putting this lower. Is that better?
Oh, that's better.
Just all up in it. Okay.
And you know what? Someone told me, and I don't even know how to do this. There was a way. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to turn off the comments. I know a lot of people are, they have comments, but I want to turn the comments off, and I'm going to try to get all the good comments in for you guys, because I just learned how to take comments off of the face, and we want to see, ooh, hey.
I'm sitting way back here, though. I feel like I'm so far away that I'm yelling.
You are far, but I like the light better close. So come on close. Come on in. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Because that chair isn't high enough. If you want to grab me another chair, you'd be my hero. This is what happens when you have good children.
Okay, so let's do this. While she's trying to find you the chair, Miss Mona Scott Young, I have to get into this, because I know that you live first of all, let me be clear. You guys, if you don't know who Mona Scott Young is, you have literally been living on a rock. She is a successful talent manager, executive producer, a publisher, a CEO. She has a million different titles, but I think one of the ones that you're most proud of is being a mom.
Being a mom, being a wife. I actually am enjoying my husband during this period. Believe it or not, we were wondering if we could make it, if we would kill each other in the first week, but it actually has been very nice because I don't get to spend much time at home.
Yeah.
So it's been really nice to be able to spend time and, you know, be home.
And that I can relate to, because as a role comic and as an entertainer myself, it's very difficult to make money and sit at home, right?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I found since I've been home, I've kind of created little tasks for myself. I'm cleaning floorboards, girl. I'm doing all kinds of things, cleaning the blinds. Whereas
I've made a lot of plans. I just haven't gotten around to accomplishing any of them. I read this really good article that talked about, like, we, especially as Americans, as African-American women, we have a tendency to feel like if we're not doing something, then we're not accomplishing anything.
Absolutely.
And it was like, give yourself some grace. The world is on stop down. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel bad about it. If you do absolutely nothing, it's all good. So I actually have been like figuring a nice little balance out. I definitely feel like I'm a lot more productive than I've been because I don't have the distractions. I'm not moving around. So I've really been able to kind of drill down and focus in. But like, if I go from reading a script to watching an episode to playing a game of cards to going back to working, it is all good.
So this is the reason why I brought that up. Now that you're at home, and unfortunately, but fortunately, you're at home, but you're in the epicenter of the coronavirus. How are you guys dealing with all this going on? Like, have you guys come up with a stay safe program, a plan? Like somebody who goes make the runs, everybody else stay home. How are you guys holding up under the quarantine?
I mean, I'll be very honest. I'm experiencing, again, very productive, not, I mean, stress to a certain amount, but I'm experiencing this weird almost phobia about going outside. I'm not going to lie. We got a backyard. We got a front yard. I do not feel compelled to even step outside. And it's not healthy. I'm not advocating for that, but it's just something that I'm dealing with. So my husband goes out. My son went out. It was so funny. He went out the other day and I was like, I had him wiping stuff down in the front and people were like, that's so mean. And I'm just like, look, we don't know what this is. And this was like a few weeks back when we were still trying to figure all of this out. I don't know if it's on the plastic, on the glass, on the cardboard. We're wiping and spraying everything down.
I think the most overwhelming thing is just that, what you said. You don't know how it's transmitted.
Exactly.
And people are rude. They don't know how to cough or sneeze. The proper way is to sneeze into your elbow. I saw on the news the other day that hopefully our next president, Mr. Biden, Vice President Biden, he didn't know that you were supposed to sneeze in your elbow. I'm like, sir,
stop it. I need
where
Biden,
you been?
I'm going to try to fix this up, but he's killing me right now because like he needs to get it together or it feels like we're already looking at 4 more years of Trump.
No, I actually disagree. I think a lot of people have been affected by this pandemic financially, poor, rich, and young and old of all demographics. So I think now people are kind of looking at the way that he's handling this and how it got to this point. Now he's very adamant about not looking backwards. He don't want you to look backwards.
Right. He don't want you to look backwards, and they are doing a very hard, heavy campaign to deflect, right? It was China. It was now, they're going back to, it was, something in a laboratory in China that got out in the world. So he's doing everything in his power to deflect. But the most concerning part about all of this is it doesn't matter what he does, it feels like, because they are allowing transgressions and violations that are, contrary to the Constitution. And there's nobody saying like, cut out the shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like he just keeps getting away with it in this very frightening way that makes you think you go through life thinking there's a system of checks and balances in place with our government. And that, as much as this is the shit that scary movies are made of, right? There's things in place, the Constitution, the way the government is set up, our ability to vote. And yet he's allowed to, you know, to ride unbridled. There's no
Yep.
one checking, stopping, corralling all of his crazy.
Yeah. And it's very scary because, you know, you want to believe that that is true, like you said, but you also want to believe that the people will recognize this as being a problem and go out and vote. So I'm hoping that the people are affected enough to say, you know what, we cannot have 4 more years of this. We got to get out and vote. There needs to be a push to vote, just like there was a push to get out and vote for Barack Obama, because even the paycheck protection plan, all of that money is gone. They save people who, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Ruth Chris didn't need to be saved, but I bet you there's more mom and pop small businesses like myself being a franchise owner that needed the money, that needed the support, that cannot run to a multi-million-dollar friend and say, hey, I need some help. But no, they were given $20 million out of that money, and unfortunately someone like myself who needs it or don't have the opportunity to get it. So
but
you
are
and I
you familiar with all of the grants, all of the loans, all of the programs? Because there are so many of them that are out there.
There are.
Yeah.
And my team and I are looking into it. Unfortunately, some of them I may not qualify for because I don't have a whole bunch of employees, you know, but again, I am very aware of the programs. This is not about me. This is all about you and all the amazing things that you are doing.
It's all about us. We're in this crap together. That's the one thing. This has leveled the playing field. It does not matter your color, creed, religion, financial, socioeconomic status. You know what I'm saying? That corona don't care. We are all one right now.
So, you know, everybody on the line, I saw a gang of questions and everybody had comments. And the one thing that they kept saying when you came on was, how do I get on Love and Hip Hop? I'm trying to get on Love and Hip Hop. So that is like that's the golden question right now. Everyone wants to know, how do you choose your talent? What exactly are you looking for when you see them? You're like, oh, she has the it factor. And also, is it really about the numbers?
When you say the numbers, you mean social media numbers, sales numbers, that kind of stuff? Yes, ma'am. I mean, social that has a value that we look at as well. It's a combination of elements. I mean, listen, it's Love and Hip Hop, as you guys know, with New York. This is the 10th season. It's been on for 10 years. It's very challenging to try to keep it fresh, try to reinvent, try to evolve the concept. So you're always looking for people that are kind of out there in the mix. In the best case scenario, they have a following, they have a fan base, people are familiar with them. But what's most important, I think, is the personal stories. And I know it feels like as long as you're loud and the R word and, you know, you're going to throw it, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Inevitably and invariably, it sometimes ends up there, but that's not what we look for. It's really about like finding the biggest stories. It started out as this pulling back the curtain of a world that people had never seen before, right? People that were living lives that, you know, you aspired to. And being able to get a firsthand view of those lives. So we continue to look for those kinds of stories. Somebody who's struggling to achieve their goal. Somebody who has put it all out on the line for love and has some real stakes and emotions surrounding it. And of course, situations that makes the average person go, oh, wow. Really? Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're still trying to get viewership and you're trying to get people to tune in and you're trying to cut through the clutter of what else is out there. You know, so those are some of the things that we look at.
That makes sense to me. Who would be, in your opinion, your best and who's one of your breakout artists that you say, you know, I did that with her?
Oh, Lord, I know. What is everybody expecting me to say?
I don't know. I have my idea. I just want to know what you would say.
I mean, it runs the gamut for me, believe it or not, right? Because everybody would think, oh, the apex is Cardi B, right? She was usually successful. But for me, it's those conversations I have when we're interviewing at that early stage and they're talking about the things they want to do. Right. And the things that they've until now been unable to do. And then watching them do those things. That's the, you know, that's what really gets to me. So when I think about, oh, the big success stories, it's like watching Rashida, you know, open one store after another. Watching K. Michelle have the music career she dreamt of. When I remember meeting her backstage in that dressing room at Newark Symphony Hall, and she was like, I have not been able to get a break, and I've had one record deal after another, and we put out this music, and I haven't been able to break through. So for me, those are the big success stories. You know, watching Yandy and Mendeecees be married and have a whole family. I knew Yandy coming straight out of college.
Right,
and you know, she would always go, I want a family, and I want to be a businesswoman, and I want to do all these things. Will I ever be able to do it? And watching her do it, you know.
So I understand, you know, like you said, everybody on the line is saying the same thing: Cardi B, Cardi B, Cardi B, and that would be my pick, because just to see where she was, and she was one of the most slept on artists, and she had such a phenomenal story, and for her to become this mega star, like, not that you didn't see it in her, but you certainly can see the incline in her career and her personal development too. So it's just like, oh wow, okay, I see you, Cardi. So I want to know, because I know that you have a musical background, and so sometimes there's
a background in music. That's a little different, because I can't hold a note to save my life. It's quite funny. People hear my voice and they think I could sing, and I'm like, trust me, I manage talent. If I could sing, I'd be managing my damn self.
Hilarious. That's why I was saying, as a stand-up comedian, I say, if I could sing, you guys will already know who I am. Like, I might look like a singer girl, but I sing good in the shower, you know?
But I see some of my friends out there. Can I shout out?
Oh yeah, they're there. They're showing you much love. That's why I went ahead. That's why I went ahead and turned on the comments so that they can show you love, because I know there's a lot of people in here that want to show you lots of love. Now, I know in this industry, the entertainment industry can be very, very funny. And you know, you've been able to build a whole empire on hip hop, on the music industry. Do you think, and here's a personal question, do you think there's a possibility or an opportunity for the comedy industry? Because you know they're the same, but they're kind of different.
Right. And you and I have talked about this, because there have been several ideas that have circulated the industry around the subject of women in comedy. I really think, and you know, we need to circle back around. It's about finding a unique POV and point of entry. You know, these ensemble casts of women, they start to feel a little repetitive, right? And I know that there's a different world that comedian and female comedians navigate. And it's really just about figuring out what is going to set this apart and make it different than just a group of women who happen to do comedy. We've got to find a way to make it uniquely different. Because it seems as easy as that, but to really cut through and have something that has staying power, it has to have some real elements that set it apart.
So, and I love that question. Thank you. And we will, and we should. So the other, you know, I actually asked people, hey, if you have questions for Mona Scott, send them in. Because I'm gonna give her Mona Scott Young.
And she asked for a bio before this.
And I know better.
A piece of paper that says my full name. And she
know better.
Called me by the wrong name.
I know better. Mona Scott Young. Just like I was like,
listen, that's a whole nother conversation, right? The husband, the family.
I already know what that's about. Because I'm sure your husband said, well, you guys agreed if you're going to hyphenate your name, you have to make sure it's mentioned.
No, not at all. But for me, you know, the person that I am today is a result of that union, is a result of that marriage. And so I embrace that fully. It would have been the same as not calling me Mona Scott when I was Mona Scott. But now, after 24 years of, you know, building and growing and building a life and having our children, and him being such an integral part of that, I am Mona Scott Young.
Yes, and that was what I was about to ask you. How hard has it been being a wife and a boss in this male-dominated industry? You know, it's one that, how do you balance that? Because I know that your husband has been very integral in your career and the backbone of you and even your children. So when you are at home, are you Mona Scott Young, or are you still bossing people around? Like,
I am Ma and Bay at home, because it's like the ability and spending this time, I have to say that if I have to say anything about this virus and this lockdown, it's given me an opportunity that I haven't had in a very long time. Our lifestyle has always been such. Even when we first met, I was managing, you know, Busta and all these other acts, Missy. I was on the road all the time. So, you know, that was the way we decided that he would be the stay-at-home, you know, provider and care for our family. And I would still continue to go out there, and transitioning into television, setting up our production company in LA led up to us having, you know, dual residences. So I'm 2 weeks on in LA, 2 weeks at home here in New Jersey. And it's just become a way of life, right? That sacrifice, not having me around, but being home has been like incredible. I've had a chance to play cards and to, you know, just spend time and to relax and to really, you know, get to know my husband all over again in a way that we just don't get. But, you know, the challenge, it's been more about the sacrifice, right? We accepted it. We knew that's what it was. We made a conscious decision. He was amazing about realizing that if I wasn't exploring every facet of who I can be and what I'm made of and doing all the things that I was doing, I would never be happy. And understanding that, you know, this was just what came with being with me. It's just been, you know, a sacrifice, but I wouldn't call it a struggle because it was a conscious decision that we made. Our kids were involved in that decision because, of course, they made sacrifices. My daughter didn't have me there with her all the time. We spent a lot of time on FaceTime. We spent a lot of time on the phone, but it's not like I was here for every moment. You know, but I wouldn't trade it because it's allowed me to fulfill, you know, my dreams and hopes and hopefully provide a life that allows them to fulfill theirs.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I'm sure that your hard work has also allowed you to plant a seed so that they can eat harvest for their life and their future. So I love that. So, you know, a lot of the people that's on the live right now have so many opinions about all of your cast members. Do you listen to them when they say this person's trash or this person's trash? Do you?
I see. Yeah, Urban TV Junkie, I am SMXX. They all got opinions. Jenny Dre. Listen. There's somebody for everybody, right? There, as many haters as those guys have, they have fans and people who love them. And when you're, you know, building a narrative and creating content, you've got to have a multitude of personalities that interact, bounce off of each other, you know, give different opinions and sides of things. So everybody's not going to love everybody, but they all kind of play a role and have their own stories that deserve to be told.
And you as a producer know what that story is and you know what those roles are.
Right, now, there you go.
Trust. Okay, so my next question is, and I this is another question from a viewer, but also I had for you, what's next for Mona Scott Young? I know that you are always looking for something else, but are you looking to take this programming, like, will there ever be a Love and Hip Hop London or a Love and Hip Hop Lagos? Like, are you thinking about going international? Like, what is next for you?
I mean, what's interesting about that, especially after my recent trip to Africa, is to see how people all over the world familiar with the show, love the show. It was a little bit surprising. And a lot of them are sourcing it online. They don't even get it in their territories. Sure, would love to continue to build out on it. I feel like those stories are universal. There are people all over the world who have a story to tell. Hip hop music absolutely is global and universal. But I also don't want to cannibalize the franchise and continue to spread it out too much and dilute it. There are also so many other things that we're doing, you know, within my production company and entertainment company. We've got scripted projects. We've got formatted projects. I personally have so many outside ventures that I explore all the time as well. So lots and lots of things beyond Love and Hip Hop and hoping to grow and take that audience with me.
Well, the Win Twins official said that they are transitioning from male to female. So they wanted to make sure you knew that they were on the line and they wanted to say hello if you're looking for twins. So
it is so funny that they say that because for some reason, look at Miss Natalie Nunn. What's up, Mama Son?
Hey, boo.
For some reason, there are more twins than ever coming into our castings. I wonder if that's a function of a birth spurt of twins, because we probably, as we're casting the new seasons that are coming up, have seen more sets of twins than ever before. Have not seen transgender twins or, you know, twins that are transitioning, I will say that. But lots of twins in our casting these days.
Well, I gave them a good, she said, but we're transgender twins. So, hello. They're talking directly to you. So
something very different. I definitely think, and you know what, I should have been prepared with the casting info, but
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, how does one submit?
You know what you can do? You can go to my website, right, and submit the information in the info at Mona Mien. That's an email. Deanna, my assistant, religiously scours that email. So go ahead and put that. And then what I'll do is get the casting info, because we actually have a team at this point that specifically kind of does the outreach and the casting. And then from there, it gets brought in and it goes through a process. Yeah.
I am like so impressed, but also immensely proud of you. You have literally done so many amazing things. Like, I remember when we very, very first met, and we had the conversation when I was hosting Sister Circle Live, and then, you know, we broke bread together. Like, even the things that you have done from the time that we spent together, I'm like, Mona is doing it. You're definitely a guiding light in this industry, someone to look at and look up to. And I think that whatever you're working on, when you touch it, is always gold. And I pray that everything that you are doing is, you know, continue to turn into just that, gold. So
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So okay, I know that you told us what's next. We know that what you're working on, but what is something that Mona Scott Young would like to do that you have not done?
It's so funny because I actually have an answer to that question. You're all gonna laugh. Don't you dare laugh at me.
I'm not gonna laugh. Okay, hold on.
If I the one, and this is personal, right? This is not work related.
Yes.
Dancing with the Stars.
Really?
Yes.
You could do that.
I love to dance. I love all kinds of dance. I mean, I grew up listening to Latin music, and I love it, you know, different cultures and influences. So watching them go from salsa to bachata to, you know what I'm saying? I would love to try my hand at Dancing with the Stars. And I would probably fall out week 1, but I would love.
But here's the thing, with you being Haitian, you got it in your body. You know, you can kind of go with the flow. You got the hips.
I love to dance. I actually think tomorrow I might bless the gram because I have mastered yet another TikTok dance. So
yes,
I might have to put it out there. I got a couple up now, but it's been a minute.
Well, I'm excited for you. Now that it's out in the atmosphere, someone in the world should take that information and run with it. Get Miss Mona Scott Young on Dancing with the Stars, because 1, you can dance, and 2, you're a star. Listen.
Oh, well, thank you very much. That's the part of it. I was like, yeah, I could dance, but maybe I'm just not a big enough star for them.
Well, you know, someone is giving you a shout out from Senegal, and I just want to say again, thank you for so much for taking the time today. I know that you are very, very busy, and you are working on building a whole in addition to your empire.
Listen,
but I appreciate you.
And just to say, shout out to the person who shouted me out from Senegal, because a lot of what we are doing is coming from the experience that I had going over to Africa. And so it's almost like when you know, put something out there and the universe just opens it up. You know, I definitely got on the ground and decided that we wanted to create a bridge with our content, and we wanted to find ways to, you know, just really showcase the beauty of Africa. And it was almost like the heavens just opened up. And so we've got quite a number of projects that are based in the continent, that are taking us over to the continent. So we're really excited about that.
I'm excited for you. Listen, again, thank you.
Thank you, darling. Stephanie Teaser, I see you. Shout out to Stephanie Gale, my EP, I'm sorry, an SVP of Current. Very, very good friend. I see her here. Styling Grace, that is my assistant, putting that info at monamian.com info up there.
You better have a team.
The team is in the building. Thank you so much for having me on. I love your persistence. I love everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
You know, and we should definitely, now that we have the time, kind of put our heads together and see what we come up with.
I know that. Listen, that is exactly what my pastor preached about a couple weeks ago. Is he said, Pastor Dwayne Meyer said, reset, reboot, take the time to put your goals on your wall, on your mirror, and figure out what you can get done now. Because this is the only time, all at the same time, that the world is going to say,
take a pause.
Exactly. Take a pause.
And you can be really productive. I've actually done things I've never done. I've started meditating and really just focusing in. And I found it's so crazy. I was saying it, I can't believe it's Friday again, right? When I was moving around, the week seemed to drag. These weeks are just flying past, but don't put pressure on yourself. I keep advocating for that, because there's a lot of stress on us that we're not even conscious of right now. Worrying about, you know, the bills and our family and our health. So don't put any additional stress on yourself. But if you can find the time to actually just zero in on something you've always wanted to do, just take a step in that direction, because now's as good a time as any to do that.
I agree. And shout out to my attorney who's screaming at you like, let's do it, Mona Scott Young.
Who's that?
Jaylene Mack. That is my attorney. And shout out to my girl, and she's my everything right now, Nicole Estelle, who's giving me the rap sign. But I just want to say again, thank you. We'll catch up.
Absolutely.
I know that you have a lot going on, so just let me know what works for you. And again, reach out to them twins, honey. They in here DMing and sending messages.
They need to go to info@monament.com, MONAMIENT. And you guys, please stay safe. The sooner. I keep likening the people that are still out there to the kids that mess you up and got you in detention right along with them.
Right.
You all who are still out there got us all in detention with you. Please,
go
we
home.
got to social distance, and I get it. It's hard, and people need to earn a living. But the sooner we get a handle on it, the sooner this will be over. Yep. That's what you got to keep thinking about.
I agree, and don't forget to vote.
Yes, yes, yes. Get out there and vote. As you can see, it'll make a difference because right now, it's ugly for us, and if we have to endure another 4 years of this.
There's going to be trouble, trouble, trouble.
Exactly.
Talk to you soon.
All right, my love. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I love you guys.
I love you too. Bye-bye. Hey, you guys, when I tell you Mona Scott Young is the business, if you didn't learn anything about anything that's going on right now, you have had to have heard her say, it's okay to rest. So take your time, do what you got to do, and relax. Now, I got my girl Daphne on here. She was on here, and I'm hoping she did not come off the live because I think she was originally supposed to be first, and, I didn't realize that. But anyway, hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for coming on to the live. We appreciate you. We love you. That was a great conversation with Mona Scott Young. She got me together real quick with that name, honey. So I'm going to make sure to recall her. Mona Scott Young. It is a brand. Very much like myself, I go by the Kiana Dancy. Now, I don't expect you to call me the Kiana Dancy, but yes, call me Kiana Dancy. My girl Lisa Ray is the same way, so I get it. So who I'm waiting on now to pop onto the live is Miss Daphne Springs. She is listen, this young lady, you may not necessarily know who she is just because you didn't, but if you don't know who she is, you've been living under a rock, okay? This lady is very, very funny. She's attractive. She got a lot of things going on. And baby, when I say it's a blessing to have her in the building now, Miss Nicole, can you please call Daphne because we want to get her on the live because this young lady has a lot to talk about. She's my comedy sister. She's one that I look up to. I respect her. It's funny. We're liable to run into each other at the best of the best parties because Daphne Cunny, she runs in those circles. And also, she lives in LA, but she's a Florida girl. So you would definitely enjoy her realness. She keeps it 100. There's no other way to be but to do it that way. So I want to get her on the live. I don't know. Let me see here. There she is. And bam. I'm going to pin her Instagram up so you guys can also follow her. This young lady has built a whole empire on.
What's up?
Hi, pretty girl.
How you doing?
You better have your brows on, sis.
Okay.
Look, I was just giving you I was running down your whole bio and all the things that you're working on, sis. You were doing your thing.
Oh, thank you so much.
So I was telling them about how you literally have built your empire. For lack of better words, I don't know what you call it, but I'm going to call it the crazy girlfriend.
Oh, you talking about like the social media presence?
Your social media, yes, your social media presence has been amazing. And you have mastered something that I just have not been able to do. So let me say the reason why I haven't. All right, so Daphne, we started on the stage as stand-up comics, right? So sometimes for people who don't understand this, it's difficult to translate or to bring your talent off stage online. And sometimes when you're online, it's difficult to bring that same energy to the stage because we know some internet comedians who just are trash on stage. But you mastered it. Where did this crazy girlfriend come from, girl?
It's like I'm people's spirit animal, if you know what I mean. It's
right.
Some people they want to act on things, but they really it's like they like to watch it because that's the inner them.
Yes.
And it's like what I want to do. I want to go up to somebody and be doing this and pull a gun on and do. But I mean, because I walk with God, I'm not gonna do that. But
right. And the way my budget's set up, I don't want to go to jail.
Okay, because I've been once, I ain't going back. But another thing that's crazy to me is that I didn't realize how much those crazy girlfriend videos like touch people. Because when I went to Dubai, a lot of the women over there recognized me, and some of the Muslim women, the ones who you can only see their eyes, you notice that they all have cell phones. So they'll be with their one husband, and it'll be like 5 or 6 of them, but they'll all be with the husband, and they all have cell phones. So they all have the internet. And Facebook is such a huge network that you're reaching millions and millions of people. I think just this month I reached 77 million people on Facebook this month. And so what that does is that when I went over there, some of the women, they can't talk to you. So what they did is they clapped for my attention, and then as I walked by, they would bow and smile. And
that's dope.
Because they can't, and I learned from that is that they can't possess that type of power against a man. So it's very enjoyable for them to watch. Whereas black women over here, we'll talk our shit and what you want to
all day long and put you out and take you back. Look, put you out and take you back. Hello. Okay. So, all right. So, where does these ideas come from? Are these skit ideas from your own mind, or do you take submission? I know that I just can't imagine. Like some things I see you do, and I'm like, oh, I even wish that I had the courage to do it. But
a lot of times, back in the earlier part when I first started doing like my own sketches, I would come up with most of the stuff, and then you incorporate other people. So I would create characters, I would create all this, and then kind of put it together. And then as I went along, it's like I shoot so many videos. I have hundreds of videos, sketches. And so over time, like I have very talented friends that are around me. And a lot of times people don't know that we do one takes. That's why I shoot a lot of shots where I don't do your close up and then my close up. I don't shoot cinematography style. I shoot true like sketch style, where that means everybody can kind of be in one shot. Now they do different shots, but it's like I'm not gonna do a turnaround. If it's 2 people in the scene, the 2 people gonna be next to each other.
Right.
It's not gonna be that person and that person. But I shoot with other people who shoot like that. And over time, it's like you run out a lot of shit, but then people know stuff for your character, so they'll write stuff for your character. So yeah, like Donovan comes up with sketches all the time, tons of people, or they'll be like, okay, boom, Daphne, you started this whole side chick, and then Cecily hit me with a whole bunch of more, like, oh, what if we did this? What if we do that? And then sometimes people can feed me a premise, and I can sketch it all out. Like I think it's just the ability that I have. Yeah, and it was just part of being driven after SNL flew me out there and didn't pick me. And I said, I'm going to go hard on my own.
Right. That leads me to my next question. I know that you and I have been in the business for a long time. I was just mentioning beforehand how we'll just bump into each other in a random hot party. Like, girl, what you doing here? What you doing here? But what has been one of your greatest successes and disappointments in this business? You mentioned SNL.
Disappointments, that wasn't a disappointment. It was just like, it was just a drive. Okay, just go in a different direction, because sometimes you're not going to be everybody's vibe, and you're not going to be what everybody like, and that's okay in life. You know what I mean? Everybody just may not see a fit for you, or they may have somebody that they feel is similar to you, because sometimes I feel like white Hollywood categorize people all as one, especially Black people, when we're totally different. Even though they'll throw me up under the umbrella of this female comedian, because it's just like that's all they know, but they don't know that Black people are very different, and
very different individually, and even in being in the same house, you can be different.
Yeah, but we all get categorized and dumped, and it's crazy. I've had this conversation with several friends. Is Black people around the world gets categorized as one person, right? But when you see Hispanic people, you got Puerto Ricans. A Puerto Rican is different from a Dominican. A Dominican is different from somebody from Spain or Brazil or Mexico. They're Mexican. You can't call a Mexican El Salvadorian. You can't call an El Salvadorian Puerto Rican. They all get mad. But Black people get categorized as one. So we get lumped into one group, which makes it very difficult for people to see us different. So Black Americans are totally different than Africans. Africans are different than the culture that could be of Black people from London, but we get all categorized as one. So I think that's something that people need to understand, is that they put us under these umbrellas. And sometimes when you don't fit in certain categories, it's fine. But what the thing that we all possess nowadays with the internet is you have the power to push your own self. And and a lot of people, what's making or breaking them is consistency.
Sis, I love you for that statement because that is my issue. I have a whole bunch of things going on in my head, but I'm like, oh, I got to do it every day at the same time. So
and perfection, your ideal of what perfection is. I see a lot of my friends that's what, or people that ask me for help, is that's what messes them up. It's like, well, I shot this, one of my worst sketches ever. People really said, somebody wrote a comment, it was a backhanded compliment. They said, Kevin Hart, please put her in the movie so she can't do no more dumbass sketches like this. I was like, God damn.
Right,
they
right.
were enough to be in a movie, but the sketch idea was just dumb as fuck.
They hate it.
This one.
So let me read some of your awards because, you know, it matters. We know that you have done a lot of different things, and I want to make sure that people realize that we're not just talking to a comedian. You're also an award-winning comedian. You are the winner of She Devil Festival in New York, 2015. You're the winner of the American Black Film Festival Comedy Wings in 2016, which is a dope accolade for you. And also All Jane Comedy Festival in 2016. You were featured on Laugh on Fox, featured on HBO All Deaf Comedy, and your first stand-up appearance on 2018, Just for Laughs, Montreal New Faces Rep, which
that's
is
what really
dope.
took me to another level,
Yeah.
industry-wise, was Just for Laughs Montreal. So Just for Laughs was what took me to another, because it's like, you can have this huge internet presence, but that doesn't mean you're going to have Hollywood behind you. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people that have them, or they always complaining about them. They're not doing anything for you. But Montreal was able to put me in a position to change my life within the industry and really set me up with a team of people that really believe in me. So I was seen there and really got some good things cooking with them, you know, that's coming out in the future. What I learned is trajectory, and I study a lot of people. I'm really big on knowledge, you know, so I learn a lot. A lot of people think, I remember I had told somebody recently, and I think they might have got a little offended. I said, I see you make sketches, but have you read books like Save the Cat on like films? Have you did this and have you did that? It's, people don't know, YouTube has a website where they actually teach you how to actually do all of YouTube correctly, called the Creators Academy. Have you done that? You want to make all these sketches, you want to do all these things, but have you done the work behind it? And everybody wants to suck my energy and ask me for help, but it's like I spend hours, days, months, years researching and reading, watching videos, studying, learning apps and all this, but you want to come get the information away from me for free. And I'm just like, most people aren't investing in yourself. Like, put down that goddamn cell phone, get off the internet if you want to be a presence on the internet, actually put the work in. And, you know, it's that, I think that's what separates me apart from a lot of people, is that, okay, I went to YouTube, but you got to literally pass the test. They ask you questions. Do you understand thumbnails? Do you understand how to do titles and all this kind of stuff? Do you understand how to do? It's a lot of the stuff I learned from some amazing creators, but a lot of the stuff I had to go a step farther and just learn and read books and kind of do, because this is where I want to be. I feel like I could have been a lot of things in life. And because I chose this lifestyle, I refuse to fail.
Sure.
So I'm going to constantly reinvent myself to figure out where I need to be. Like, I just got a script, you know, my pilot is done, but I went to writing school. I notice a lot of people don't invest in themselves. If you say you want to be in this industry, it takes money to make money, right? You have to invest in yourself, and you have to take a shot on yourself before anybody else does. And what I notice about so many people around me is they're not really taking the steps to really put themselves in the next position, if that makes you. And you always got to reinvent yourself, which means you gotta be able to adapt to what's next. Because some people using old ways that ain't working now.
Right. Shout out to Jackie Fabulous, who said you have amazing boobs, which I will second.
You see my titties.
I mean, we've seen them before, but not for real, but in shirts. Anyway.
Thank you, Jackie. I mean,
tell me.
It hurts me, Jackie. You know me. We perform together, and the best you can say about me is my titties. Okay.
You know. So the top two books, the top two reads, what are you reading right now, and what should someone who wants to be in the industry be reading?
Save the Cat is a really good book. It just teaches you like about And then a lot of times I go to classes because I believe sometimes books, if you don't really have a teacher there that you can ask questions and stuff to and really understand and grasp knowledge, is that sometimes you could go down a rabbit hole and be confused as fuck. Like
Right.
I went to I believe I went to Script Anatomy and learned how to write scripts, and because you got to learn the difference between A storyline and B storyline. And I read books a lot, and it was very confusing reading some of these books because I'm like, what? I'm still confused. I done read it 5 times and I'm still confused. But then you're able to go and a teacher can fully explain because they worked on they've been series writers on series and stuff like that, and staff writers. They can fully explain things to you. So I always suggest taking a class. You know, even a lot of people don't know about me. My first time, within the first couple of months of doing stand-up, I took a class.
Yeah, and what class did you take? Was it in LA or did you take that class in Florida?
It was LA, David Arnold's. But people don't know I'm a class-going person. I went to David Arnold's class because one thing he taught us was like to like how to he wanted you to study, go back in time and like really study like how comedians, like how a joke structure. He would give you these things and stuff. And a lot of comedians I see are very funny, but the structure is so far off. You know what I mean? And I think it's crazy because you meet people like Dave Chappelle. He reads a lot. You know, some people aren't educating themselves and they just want to be funny versus the art of being funny. I don't know. I'm just different like that. I went to Script Anatomy for writing. I went to another thing. I went for sketch writing. I went UCB for sketch writing. I went to UCP for improv. I went to Second City for improv. So it's like people don't know that this is why I put in a lot of work and a lot of money. I'm making it back, but you know.
I love David Arnold. I actually harassed him when I watched his special. I literally line by line, I was writing him, you know, you're going to do this and you're going to do this. You know, when his mom was telling him about cutting the grass and everything. So he was like, you watching my special? And I was like, yep, I am. I'm watching the master do it. So you have so many amazing things going on with your career. You're a writer, you are producing your own content, you're an actress also. So what are you, what can we expect? Because right now outside is closed, girl. So what can we expect from you when outside open again?
What I think that I love the internet and I think I can always, but I feel like I figured it out, like maybe not everything on it, but I figured it out enough to be successful and make money off the internet and to grab an audience. So my next thing is a transition into television and film. And so, yeah, I want to kind of go to Issa and Donald Glover route. So where you like are the like writer, producer, you know what I mean? Then eventually I want to step over into directing and producing and just step back from the camera. But that's just all over time, you know. But a lot of people don't know too. I've been 10 years in. I started stand-up October 2010. So, you know, a lot of the people think, oh, you get all this stuff like you come out of nowhere, but you really don't come out of nowhere. Bitch, I've been in the mud.
I've been in this thing. Just like they did the same thing about Tiffany. Tiffany been in this thing. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of us. Jackie Fabulous been in this thing. So we all have put in the work. So everything that we're getting, it's time. And they say that you don't really pop until you've been in the business at least 10 years.
Yeah, I've been in years now for myself. I moved to day 2009.
I'm very proud of you. Now, we know that you have some merchandise. You have extended from outside of being on stand-up and selling, you know, because, you know, you have to in this industry. It's not just about selling DVDs, which people are not buying anymore. It's not about just streaming, you know, downloading content. You have your face mask, okay? Your lip gloss, your T-shirts, your swimsuits. Now, where can all this be purchased? On your website or?
Yeah, my website. And, you know, I'm really bad at, like, selling merch sometimes because I don't promote things. But for the first time ever, I promoted. And I did like great sales this month. And, you know, because sometimes it's just like when you make money in other areas, sometimes you can slack in other. I hustle, but I procrastinate in certain areas too. But it's like, God damn, I don't want to run myself in the ground either. You know?
Right.
But I noticed that when I do, it's like you can do really good sales. There's a lot of people, especially like comedians and people, it's so many ways to make money nowadays with the internet. It's merch, you know, it's people writing books now. I heard B. Simone wrote a book and then she did great sales. D-Lay just wrote a book.
I have a book.
Huh?
I have a book. Long story.
Okay, plug yourself. Kiana got a book.
Right,
Kevin
right,
got a book. Kevin Hart. You know, it's so
right.
many ways out here nowadays to just be successful. And I think if you're not, it's because you just gotta hustle a little harder.
So, okay, so here's the tea. I want to know. I want to know the tea. So, are you single in the industry? Because, you know, I know it's complicated, girl. Been a pretty funny girl in this business. It's very hard to not necessarily get a man, but from my experience, it's been hard to keep them because I'm busy and I'm gone. So, what's been your challenges when you're dating as an entertainer?
I think that sometimes, recently I had somebody tell me that I was intimidating because when you come around and your lifestyle is not of the bum bitches that they're normally usually dating, it's just some men don't know how to handle that. Or what I have is unsolicited career advice. And it's like, if you want to do numbers for numbers, I make way more money than you. So how dare you tell me, oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing that? Why would you even be talking about doing with my career and talking like I'm? And if I was a weak woman, I would have listened to somebody. I remember I was dating this music. I shouldn't do videos. You need to be doing movie reviews.
But that's not your lane.
But it's the point that people want to give unsolicited advice. And when people are weak, sometimes people are successful because of the relationships they're in and the people they're around.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're constantly shitting on their dreams or their ideas. And then it's slowly silencing you and belittling you and like shrinking you and who you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes
I love that
relationship.
Right. I say any relationship that requires that you dim your light so that they can shine is not a relationship you need to stay in. Period. Get out of there. Anytime it's why you doing this and why you doing that, get out of here. Now, you know, there's a lot of things that we can talk about, but I'm glad you addressed that. But I want to know who has been, because you've been on tour with a lot of people. You were on tour with, you know, Cat Williams, you was out with Martin Lawrence. Who was the best tour? And I don't want to compare the two because they're completely different tours, but what's your dream tour?
My thing is that what I love about being on tour with certain people is you get to see the heights that you can go and stand up, right? Mm-hmm. So like Cedric, I think last I did was Valentine's Day show with him last year, and I think that room seated about maybe 4,000 or 5,000, and then Cat Williams, the biggest, most people I performed in front of was 11,000. So you get to see stand up on a high level because when we're in clubs, comedy clubs, it can cap your vision on what you see as the long-term goals. Like you'll just start thinking, oh, maybe I can just sell this out for one night, or oh, I can sell this out for a weekend. But when you go on tour with these people and you get to see that they're performing in front of thousands of people, and then when you go out of town, you understand that people, it's an event. It's not just a stand-up show. I remember Malik S told me, you need to start dressing up on stage. I used to dress like sneakers, because anybody know me, I'm kind of low-key. I kind of don't really dress up like that. But he had said that you should wear heels. You should look nice, because when you're going on stage, people are watching you, and this is an event that people have paid for. When you go out of town and you do these bigger shows with like Cat and Cedric and all these people and Martin Lawrence, people get a babysitter, they get outfits, they get their hair done, they get their nails done, they go out to eat, they pre-drink after, they go hang out after. It's a whole event for you to stand up. So for you to come up there, and I see some comedians wearing sweats or looking like they barely brush their teeth or wash their face. It's like you cannot do stand up on a higher level like that. So to be around these people, and whether I bombed or I did good, I got to experience what I can see my future as, because a bitch done bombed before.
Right. Wait a minute. Okay, so I was going there because look, I'm about to get the memo that we got to wrap. But I have got to ask you, what has been your most memorable bomb? Like I want the one that stung.
The one that stung?
Oh, well, why are you thinking about it? You want me to tell you about mine?
Yeah, because I mean, all of them is just, I look at everything as a learning lesson. So let me hear yours so I can see. Maybe.
Well, wait a minute. You better come up with one, because I ain't gonna tell you mine if you don't share yours. Okay, so
I beat my ass.
So I did the Apollo. Now, mind you, I didn't want to do it, but I was like, wait, you're going to pay me to go to New York. You're going to pay me some money. It was a nice check too. You're going to pay me some money and I get to hang out in New York for a while. And they was like, yes, yes, and yes. Boom. So, okay, I get my outfit because I'm going to be clean. I get myself together. I go up there. I'm amazing. I'm funny all week when I'm there, okay? Funny, I'm talking about hilarious all week, killing people. Smokey, everybody's like, oh my God, you hilarious. You're going to kill it. You're going to kill it. Girl, first of all, when I get to the Apollo, I forget who it was, but who was hosting? I don't remember. But anyway, he looked at me, he was like, what you doing here? I was like, I'm hosting. I mean, I'm about to do the Apollo. He was like, man, you ain't supposed to be doing the Apollo. You above this. You supposed to be like the feature. And I was like, they was gonna pay me. This is like, I'm already established. He was like, nah, man, you shouldn't do this. And I was like, what you mean? And he kept saying that now I'm ready. I'm supposed to be next. He was like, I'm telling you, you shouldn't do this. Girl, before I even could open my mouth, it was like, boo!
That don't count if they boo you before you open your mouth. That don't count.
I understand it, but the point is,
are hateful. They
are, but
New York and New Jersey is like that.
They are.
It's like, bitch, they be like, I don't like this bitch earrings.
Right, but it's so funny. It hurt that day. But when I got home, my mother was like, baby, listen, if you're going to get booed, at least you got booed by some professionals. I was like, she said, if you're going to get booed by professionals. You don't want to get booed by people that don't practice they boo. But baby, when I tell you they practice that boo, they in the mirror, boo, 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 boo.
I don't count that then.
It still hurt.
Yeah, hell yeah, it hurt. They don't know.
Right.
You done stabbed in my dreams. Everybody who told me I wasn't going to be shit, you just made them right. I'd kill everybody up in here.
Right. I was like, what, you gonna kill everybody in here?
Yeah, okay, so here go one. This related to you. So I remember years ago, I don't know, this when we first met, you went up at the ATL Comedy Theater, and I went up behind you, and I kind of took a little L.
I don't remember. My comedy club?
Yeah, ATL Comedy Club. This was probably like 7 years ago.
We've been open. Are you sure? Okay, I don't remember that boo.
Was it?
They ain't say nothing to you.
5 years ago then.
Had to be 5 because we've been open 5 years now. But we met before then though. We met. That's
when I took that L. You went up on stage. You were hosting or something. And then you brought me up, and then they was not fucking with me. And I was like, maybe it's because she knows everybody here. This is her comment. Because you know, comedians, we gonna find a reason on why you did good and we did. No, it's because that bitch got blonde hair. I'm a black girl with black hair.
But I do not remember that. But I hate that for you because Atlanta Comedy Theater is not Uptown. Now, had you said Uptown?
Oh yeah, Uptown. I did a whole weekend there. The last show was horrible. This lady was talking shit to me the whole entire time on stage, just talking. They were drunk as fuck. And then it's like they were so loud that nobody was laughing because it was a distraction. And those people wanted to see me. And I think she threatened me or something. She didn't know that when I do shows in Atlanta, my family comes out. So I think that show I had about 5 family members and a boyfriend there. They was like, this bitch must don't know we in here. They came up to me after the show and stood by me. She must don't know we in here.
And look, it was like, we'll kill everybody in here. So I am getting the wrap up sound now. I want to make sure that people know what you're working on, your content. What are your parting words for everybody that's on the live right now?
Follow me on Facebook. Check out my website, I am D Springs, and you can follow me on Facebook, Daphne Springs, and YouTube. Watch my shit over there. Watch it here too, but watch it over there too.
Okay, so listen, I appreciate you and I love you so much. I see you doing amazing things, and I'm so excited about your future. As soon as I hang up, I'm gonna call you back.
And you killed it in that movie.
Which one?
The one with Marlon Wayans, Sex Tuplets.
Yes, Sex Tuplets. Thank you. Thank you, sis. Yeah, I'm gonna get to LA, but Atlanta but I'm coming.
Hey,
I know.
You only can grow so much there.
I know.
Trees don't grow in the North Pole.
Come on now. Okay, look, I love you. I'm gonna see you soon. This thing better hang up on us, and I hate that. I'll call you back. Bye. Hey, you guys, when I tell you having these young ladies on the live today was such a blessing. They are amazing. Very, very funny. Very, very professional. Very enterprising. If you have no idea who Mona Scott Young is, or even Daphne Springs, now you should know. Boss women in their industry. I am here every day, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Sunday, we have Celebration Sundays. Make sure you check us out. It is at 5 p.m. This week. This Sunday, we have Anita Wilson, honey. It's going down. And Pastor Luther McKintry. So I want you guys to come on, check us out. It's going to be amazing. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. If you have any questions, send me a message, send me a DM. I love you. And also, you can go to my YouTube channel. It's K Dancie, K-D-A-N-C-I-E. Follow me. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.